This camp spot it's a 9. Alright, this is what it looks like when I arrive to camp. I'm gonna set up the tent and unpack and eat and relax and maybe go for a swim. This is my life right now. Last summer, I took on the GR11, an 850-kilometer long-distance trail across the Spanish Pyrenees, from the Atlantic Ocean to the Mediterranean Sea. In this video, I will show you what my evenings look like on trail, how I wind down after hiking, set up camp and cook dinner. I will also share some tips and takeaways on the sleeping setup and the food and resupply situation for the GR11. Wingo is currently staying with my Trail Angel's parents. I decided it was too risky to bring him through these high altitude sections since they're unfamiliar terrain for both of us. So for now, it's just me, the mountains and you. Come along for the journey. I will share some tips and tales to help you get ready for life on trail. I'm Suzanne and this is Wingo. Together, we set out to experience life on the trail. Simple, wild, and free. And for a change, away from the sea. I already live pretty light. I travel on sailboats as crew or captain, and my van is my home base. But this was next level minimalism. I've done a bunch of shorter hikes of 1 to 2 weeks across, for example, Fuerteventura, Tenerife, the Picos de Europa, part of the GR7 that goes from Tarifa to Athens, and I did a wild jungle hike across the island of Dominica. But on those hikes, I was more the princess. My partner Jonathan, a very seasoned thru hiker, always carried the tent and stove. Those were maximum 2-week hikes. This was my first long hike, my first solo hike, and Wingo's longest trail too. This time, it was my turn to be fully self-sufficient. No shortcuts. Qué bonito, ¿eh? Qué bonito. It's a wrap-up for today. Here I'm gonna camp. It's flat. There's a lovely stream. I was actually aiming for going up there. There's a lake, but I heard there's people. I love to be alone. Here it's flat, it's beautiful, and yeah, I'm done. And it's nice to also set up camp while I'm not super cold. And probably up there it's a little bit colder as well. There's beautiful views. I take it. Alright, this is what it looks like when I arrive to camp. I'm gonna set up the tent and unpack and eat and relax. How good it feels to have that pack off my shoulders. So, I first roll out the mat. It makes it easy to just put the things on that I get out of my backpack. This is my food bag, the stove, clothes, the sleeping bag. I just get everything out. My mat. And I have to turn off the Garmin InReach Mini, the GPS, which I sometimes forget to do. So in the bottom of my backpack, I keep the tent. I keep it in a plastic bag because sometimes it's wet when I still pack it. For easier carrying, it's best to have the heavier items in the bottom of your backpack, and also because I only use the tent in the evening, this stays at the bottom. Let's check the ground, see if there's no spiky things or uneven parts. If it's flat enough. All good. So that's where I will sleep tonight. I get the tent poles out. Oh, and my shoes. Yes, that's the best feeling. Shoes and socks off after a long day on trail. And then be able to walk in grass. The luxuries of life. I'm treasuring these tent poles because they do have some defects that I repaired, but I have to be very careful to not break it again. So I have to very gently connect them all. The tent I'm using on this trail, the big Agnes Fly Creek, has hiked many thousands of miles. My partner hiked the PCT with it and is currently hiking the Appalachian Trail with it. And I used it on this GR11 trail. So I click all the poles bits together. And then very carefully I have to attach them to the tent. By now I figured out a way to do it. I double check if everything is connected. And this is the moment of truth. Every time I'm a little bit nervous when I get to this part, because I'm gonna put some tension on it. See, give it hold. Triple check if everything is still well attached. Because also the bouncing cord inside is not really working anymore. So very gently. Yes! That was the toughest bit. Now I just have to click in. Tent to the poles and I have a little shelter. It's quite amazing, isn't it? That you can just build a little housey like this in the wild. I get the cover over. I don't always use it, but as I'm quite high up here, it might get quite cold. And weather can change so quickly. Maybe there's rain. I don't have signal here, so I haven't been able to check the latest forecast. So I just put it. This tent is a 2-person tent and only weighs around 1 kilo. I really like it. Also, a lot of these ultra-light tents, they are on the second-hand marketplaces. Also, this tent has been bought second-hand. There's so much stuff and gear out there. So before you buy new, definitely explore what's already out there. Now I just have to attach the sticks to the tent so we don't blow away and there's good tension. I'm very lucky with this campground here. It's just grassy, fluffy and soft and easy to pitch the tent. It's not always like that. Oh, and be careful. The last thing you want is an injury at 2000 plus meters altitude. That's it. The tent is pitched. Now let's prepare my bed. I throw in the sleeping bag so it doesn't get humid. And now I need to blow up the mattress. I have the Thermarest NeoAir and I love this mat. It is quite comfortable and also it has a very good insulation, so I stay warm. The only downside, you do have to blow it up. This mat comes in different sizes and I choose one of the smallest ones so I don't have to blow forever. Though it does take a little bit of energy at the end of a long day, but it's so worth a good night of sleep. The sleeping setup is such an important part of your kit because once you can sleep comfortably on trail, it's so much more likely that you will go again and again and that you just have a good time. Also, this mat I found on the second-hand marketplace. There are lots of people who invest quite some money into camping gear, then go out camping, maybe don't like it, and they don't go again. So before you buy new, definitely check out the second-hand marketplaces. Still, things like a mat, a tent, and a sleeping bag can be quite of an investment. But if you use it more, it's so worth it. I think around now I'm on about €1 a night, which cost the gear to me. So you don't find a hotel for that. And to be honest, isn't this the best hotel? Now, there's only one thing left to finish my bed. The pillow. This is just a simple pillow that you can blow up from sea to summit. It's quite comfortable. I've also used just my clothes as a pillow in other hikes, but as I sometimes need every single layer also in the night on this trail, I'm really happy that I have this pillow with me. A paprika, how exciting. Always put away the sunglasses. I already lost a pair on this trail. If you'd like to know about all the things I'm carrying, I made a specific video about my bag. I will link to it and other useful resources in the description. I also open up my shoes and I get the soles out so everything can properly dry. If you'd like to know about all the things I'm carrying, I made a specific video about my bag. I will link to it and other useful resources in the description. That's it. Time for a swim. It's so refreshing to put some fresh mountain water on your face and on your body. Hygiene is important. And of course, without soap. Even if soap is labeled biodegradable, it doesn't break down properly in cold mountain streams. It needs soil, warmth and time. And without that, it can pollute the water and harm fragile ecosystems. Regular soap is even worse. It's full of synthetic chemicals that strip your skin's natural oils, disturb your microbiome and mess with your hormones. But here's the magic. When you let your skin just be, free from all the scrubbing and stripping, you begin to feel your body regulate itself. Your skin becomes softer, stronger, more in tune with the elements. When else in life do you get to truly feel your natural oils flourish? If you need to wash with soap, step at least 60 meters from the water and let the earth do the filtering. Same with peeing and pooing. Never do this close to a water stream. Keep the wild clean and it will keep you well. As the sun is setting, it's also getting cooler. So it's important to put all the clothes on to not get cold. Sometimes this is the first thing I do when arriving to a camping spot before I pitch the tent. But as the sun was still out, I didn't feel the need. I have 2 base layers and I have a fleece that keeps me warm. And then I have a puffy on top. It's important to put all the clothes and things inside if you can, so nothing gets too humid. And now let's relax a little bit and eat. Alright, tent is pitched. Let's see what's for dinner. This is my food bag. In here I have food for 3 days, breakfast, lunch and dinner. I still have bread with some butter and cheese. From town I still have 1 piece of chocolate. Still have some lettuce. I have soup, croissant, pasta bolognese. I still have some bars. I made some chai tea, maybe nice for later. Some nuts, oats for breakfast. Some pistachios for some nice. What else I have? I have some quinoa. Nuts and seeds, nuts and seeds, nuts and seeds, some dates, some spices. For the tea, muesli bars. Alright, I will go for
pasta bolognese, vegetarian style. Very light. And when you look at the ingredients, these dishes are quite pure. They're from the Decathlon. And I've had a few right now, last days, and they don't add anything you cannot pronounce. It's delicious, it's light. You pay like 6, 7, 8 euros, so it's not cheap, but it's a good whole meal. So yeah, cooking time.
The very best would be to freeze dry your own meals. But as I live in a camper van, that wasn't quite practical. And also, this requires quite some anticipation in advance. But this is something I would love to try out for our next hike.
This is what it looks like. Funky. I'm not sure how much water I need to put. Otherwise it's soup, right? We need to hydrate.
A few takeaways on food for the GR11 trail. Each couple of days the trail passes a town or a village. The longest I've carried is food for 4 days, if I remember correctly.
Now we wait.
Because my backpack is framed, it was quite okay to carry. I hardly carried water as there was enough to be found in streams. Of course, to be filled with a water filter, because with lots of cows around, water could be contaminated. And the higher up you take water, the better. For resupply, you have to bear in mind Spanish opening hours. Shops are usually open until 1:30, 2 o'clock, and then again from around 5, 5:30 until about 8 o'clock again. Almost always shops are closed on Sundays and sometimes also on Saturday afternoon. What has been really good value for money are the menú del días, which you find in the villages. You get to pick 3 courses for around 15 euros. So it's nice to time the visit to the village with that. The refugios in the mountains also have food, but I have hardly eaten there. It's quite pricey, and I just really love picnicking in the wild. Myself, I eat vegetarian, which made my choices a little bit more narrow, but definitely doable.
Almost done. A little bit more.
I've been eating lots of pinchos de tortilla. I've been super happy with carrying a stove, as many evenings I was quite cold. I've been lucky that my parents were on holiday for 2 weeks in my camper van. This way I could resupply with these delicious freeze-dried meals that I stocked up in advance and that are hard to come by on the GR11. That said, in most shops I've always been able to find something.
Oh, it smells really good.
I've been eating lots of couscous, pasta, wraps, bread, cheese. And also, I've been carrying dried herbs, spices and mushrooms, which gave me a lot of excitement and superpowers to my meals. Also, the berries on trail made my days, which is one of the benefits of hiking the trail in August or September.
Warming my feet a little bit. This is my life right now. It's I think it's around 7 o'clock, 7:30 perhaps. Probably gonna go to bed at 8:30, and I will get up before the first light to then maybe see the sunrise from the top. Yeah, that could be cool, right? I think it's gonna be a clear day, unless the forecast has changed, but I don't think so, looking at it. And it has been a really beautiful day. The most beautiful one so far, I think, in terms of scenery. Spectacular. The views, the waterfalls. I found raspberries and blueberries and blackberries. And really nice weather. Met some lovely people as well. Yeah, it's a really cool trail. A little bit A little bit tired now as well, but with a very good feeling. I will sleep well tonight. Alright, while I wait for this to be ready, time for a little massage. Oh. I'm ready with my spoon. I got a little bit cold, so I put my sleeping bag on and I put the food in there. Ooh. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Don't know where to put the phone. Hold on. Alright, más o menos in the frame. I think it's good. Let's not spill. Let's see. Oh. It's good. Okay, I'm gonna eat now. With this, I also have some bread from the panaderia from today, some lettuce and some vegetables. Quite a lightweight vegetable. Yeah, pretty good meal. I'm becoming an ambassador of these freeze-dried meals from the Decathlon. This is only the second one that I tried. The other day I had rice with lentils and coconut milk, and yeah, very delicious. What I love about it is that the ingredients are pure. There's nothing in here that I cannot pronounce or don't know what it is. No E numbers, nothing. What I also like, this is a pasta and it is made in Italy. Did I see that somewhere? Okay, it's made in Europe. I'm not sure if it's Italy actually. It's quite affordable. And another thing I really love about these, compared to other freeze-dried food that I tried, like the one of Adventure Food, so far the food combinations in here are quite good and in line with Ayurveda, which is something I'm a big fan of. So that I like. And of course, a lot of the goodness of food comes from how it is prepared, but also how it's eaten. I don't know how this is prepared, but it's eaten in a beautiful spot with really good energy. So I hope this will give me the needed nutrition and superpowers for recovery and another beautiful day on the trail tomorrow. This camp spot is, I think it's a 9. There is like rivers and streams. The grass is like a carpet. It's flat. I have some neighbors. I hope they get to go to sleep at night. All those bells. And over there, hope you can see it. There's a waterfall. There's a waterfall. There's the mountain to climb tomorrow. Yeah, it's quite wild. And there's no one. Well, no humans. There's snow. And it's good weather. I'm gonna sleep very well. It's time to go to sleep. I don't think I will get cold. So many layers. I'm wearing 1, 2, 3, 4 layers and a sleeping bag. I'm quite high up. I think I'm around, I'm not sure, I think I'm around 2200 meters. The plan was actually to go a little bit higher to the lake, but I found this spot. It was lovely and quiet. And yeah, it's 8:30. I put the alarm at 6 o'clock. And so yeah, I have a lot of hours to rest and another beautiful day ahead of me tomorrow. Looking forward.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit subscribe, it's free. I've got more GR11 tips, stories and trail life reflections coming your way.